Yeah, I was. I thought. I didn't like the way the game started. He came out pretty hot with 3 punch-outs, but we hung in there. We put some really tough at-bats against him. We did exactly what we'd hoped to get, is make him elevate his fastball and stay as far away from his breaking ball as we could. And it worked for us, especially because we didn't chase. There were a couple, obviously, we're not perfect, but we put up seven really, really tough at-bats against him in a row in the 3rd inning and ended up with 5 runs. And not all of them were perfect at-bats, but they were all very competitive at-bats. And none of them left the yard. So it shows that we can put up at-bat after at-bat after at-bat with a purpose and a plan, and not sit back and rely on the 3-run homer. So I'm really pleased that there was a couple doubles in there, there was a walk in there, a couple singles, a put-in-play ball with a guy on 3rd by Marwin that plates a run. So 5-run innings come in different ways, but 5-run innings without the benefit of a home run is pretty good.
Do you view it as promising to get the starts you got from McHugh and Fiers back-to-back like that?
Yeah, it was the starting pitcher really sets the tone for the night. A lot of nights, Fiers has had a lot of run support this season, but I thought the most important inning for him was the top of the 4th. He lead off walk after the 5 runs, and to get out of that without a run is key, because it just shuts him down for the momentum that they were trying to get back. So when our starting pitching is good, we have a chance to put up quality start after quality start, give our offense a chance to start, rather than play from behind.
What was working for Fiers?
What was working for him? He had his changeup going. He pounded the strike zone with his fastball. He had his changeup. He threw a lot of strikes when he needed to. He still battles his curveball all the time, but it's still a pitch that the hitter looks uncomfortable. The big punch out with Napoli, the ability to spin it early in the count. He threw his cutter. He threw all of his pitches and got off the barrel. Marwin Gonzalez at first base had a pretty eventful night. He had a lot of balls from their left-handed hitters that were cutting in on their hitters, or catching them out front a little bit with the changeup, and that proved to be a very effective way to pitch their lefties.
Are you seeing anything different from Valbuena? Got a couple more hits tonight.
Yeah, slowly but surely he's gotten better and having better at bats, and a lot of times with hitters it starts with letting the ball travel and not trying to pull and yank the ball so much. He's got so much pull power that I think sometimes he neglects to the other part of the field. And so tonight, to see him track a ball deep and hit the ball the other way, that's a big sign of success for him. He also got the pull base hit. And when guys scuffle, especially early in the season, the first couple months, they're chasing hits. And the best way to chase hits is to use the opposite field and not try to overswing and try to make up for what's been a rough first 50, 60, 70 at bats. So I like when he uses the whole field and elevates the ball in a line without being under.
AJ, one of those 7 at bats you mentioned was turned in by Altuve.
Don't they always include Altuve in some capacity?
You're probably out of superlatives of talking about it, but it was a tough inside pitch that he lays a double on it. How valuable is it to have a guy who produces so many runs at the top of the line?
No, he's our spark plug, and to have him come up to bat, I don't think anybody's comfortable on the other side. We're extremely comfortable. The ball's going to be put in play. It's like when he came up to bat with the first and third and got the sacrifice fly. So his double, against a really good pitcher in Corey Kluber, really set us up for the whole night. To get those 2 runs in, to continue the inning, get himself in scoring position. He's our all-star. He's our spark. He's the guy that when the lineup rolls around, everybody in the ballpark, is paying close attention. Everyone's excited, except for maybe the pitcher and the opposing manager.
With McCullers coming back soon, how hard is that decision going to be for figuring out the rotation?
Yeah, no, we've got a number of guys. I think Scott Feldman's throwing the ball extremely well. He probably deserves consideration to get back in the rotation too. But with Fiers pitching well, Fister's pitching well, obviously McHugh and Keuchel. So it's crowded, and that's not a complaint out of me. We're going to need every single one of these guys in different stages of the season, probably. So, it's not the most comfortable decision, with the exception of if I have too many good choices, then they're all good, and it won't matter which way I go.
Hey, Jay, Carlos Correa's been making great plays all year. It's hard to say, ranking them, but just talk about the one he made in the third inning.
The line drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing in the shift, which one of the things that benefits him is we play in that position, we practice in that position, so he's used to being on that side of the base quite often. And Altuve the other way, well, on the left side of the infield. But with his reactions and really his length, it's the same thing that he did the other day. He's so tall and so long with his arms that he can get to a lot of balls, obviously, but. You expect him to make plays. I mean, that's what he does. I think his footwork on the routine play is getting better. He can make up for a lot of different things with his arm, but his instincts on the field are what's the most impressive thing about him this early in his career. He's usually positioned well. He does react well to bad things happening, a bad hop here, a hooking line drive there. He's not perfect, but he's pretty good.